Hey there, beautiful souls. Today we are going to do a deep self-reflection and see what we need to know. I will be using my new tarot deck and I hope it can help us reach the depth that we are looking for. So let's proceed towards the reading. Alright, so for the pile picking I will be using the tea leaves and there are many, so it will be interesting which pile is going to be represented by those tea leaves. I will just do like this because there are really a lot. Okay. So let's see which card is going to represent pile number 1. I will just randomly pick one card. For pile number 1 we have desk. Alright. Let's see which tea leaf is going to represent pile number 2. We have lion. And let's see which tea leaf is going to represent pile number 3. We have well. Okay. So interesting cards are coming. Just use your intuition in order to know which card is leading you towards your reading, and just to reach the reading that will deliver the most accurate messages for you and your situation. I'm trying to pick up those tea leaves. I will give you a few seconds in order for you to decide which card is the one that attracts you the most, and I'll meet you in your reading. Hello there, pal number 1, for those of you who have chosen the desk. Alright, the desk is saying to you, pay attention to your work. And yeah, just seeing this desk here, what gets my attention is that there is necessity for getting focused on something. There is some kind of a work that needs to be done. And also I sense a little bit of stress and tension because my attention gets focused on those two, well, they are not human beings. They are depicted as human figures, but they are not human beings. But still I sense a little bit kind of angry faces, like tense faces, and I sense a little bit of tension. So this might resonate for some of you, but I sense a lot of work and a lot of tension kind of energy. So let's see what the new tarot deck that I have is going to say regarding this situation, or regarding the messages that you need to know. I'm just going to take all the cards. And my new tarot deck is quite different from the other one. It is called Osho Zen Tarot, and it has, well, it is quite different than any tarot deck that I have used until now, and you will see why. So first I will reshuffle the deck. And also in this tarot I didn't find anything regarding reversal, so at least in the beginning I won't be using any reversal cards, but maybe in the future I will see how things are going to go and how I feel it. Yeah, let's reshuffle good. Alright, so please, Spirit, give us information. What are the messages that pile number 1 needs to see? What are the messages that are meant for pile number 1? We have aloneness. Okay. And we have the burden. In the bottom we have stress. Okay. So pile number 1, as I mentioned in the beginning, about the stress, about the tension, I feel like this presence of stress is quite strong in this pile, but I will get to it when I start talking about this card. First, let's discuss the cards one by one. So we have the aloneness, and whoops, aloneness doesn't actually mean something bad. It feels more like an advice here for you. It feels like something that the Hermit card would represent. It's actually similar to the Hermit card because yeah, we don't have the Hermit written on this, but I sense the Hermit energy, and it even has the number 9. So yeah, what I'm feeling from this card is more like an advice to focus on yourself, to pull yourself back from all those things that are causing you tension in your life. Because these two cards here that are around this card, they are screaming tension to me. They are screaming like there is a lot of intense energies around you, and you need to pull yourself back. You need to go back where you feel comfortable and just try to empty your mind. Just try to focus on yourself and do the things that make feel good, that make you feel good, the things that you are comfortable with. And yeah, from this aloneness card, it usually wants to indicate someone that is alone but not lonely, someone that deliberately pulls themselves back in order to just recover their aura, recover their comfort zone, recover their just recover what has been lost, just to reflect, just to have some alone time. But it is in a healthy way, not in some kind of unhealthy way. And also in this card we have light, light that is shining through the darkness, and it is centered around this man. So it wants to indicate that those of you who came to this pile, you need some time alone. You need to spend some time with yourself in order to just center yourself, in order to find your center. And this tarot indicated that you need this time because under this card we have the burden. And with the burden card, we have 3 characters here in this card. We have somebody that is carrying a person on his back, and on top of that person we have a rooster. The rooster is something, well, the rooster is a proud animal. It can be aggressive sometimes. And they are climbing something like a mountain. So what I get from this card is that some of you might be carrying a lot of burden on your shoulders, because you can see how this man is tired and someone is on top of them and is giving them orders like you should do this and that. And on top of that person there is a rooster, which symbolically might mean that there is some kind of ego, there is some kind of pride. So I mean, if I have to go even deeper in this card, what I'm feeling is that let's talk about a company, some kind of a big company you might be working in. It feels like you are the one that is doing everything in your work. You are the one that is carrying all the heavy works. There is someone that is like a manager or someone that is above you that is giving you orders, and you are practically carrying that person on your shoulders. And on top of that manager or that person that is giving you orders, there is even someone that is higher, that is like the rooster, that is someone that has a lot of ego and pride. So it's like everything is being led by that rooster that is on top, and you are the one that is carrying everything on your shoulders. And it feels like you have carried a lot, you have been exhausted, and it seems like you are carrying them all the way up towards some kind of a mountain, some kind of a difficult situation. It might be related with your work, or it might be related with something else. But yeah, it could be any kind of situation, because this tarot reading doesn't have any specific topic. I just let the cards express the energy. It might be related with some kind of a situation that you are in. But the overall intention here is that you are carrying everything on your own. And the cards are advising you indeed to isolate yourself a bit from this situation here, and to spend some time with yourself, and maybe take a good rest as well. And mostly take rest of the mind, because here we have, this is not swords energy, this is in this tarot we have clouds. So clouds are also related with mind, with mental energy. So maybe you need some time to spend with your own in order to clear your mind, in order to empty your mind actually, and let go of all those thoughts that are kind of like a burden on you. And in the bottom of the deck we have the card stress. Whoops, the cards are falling. So I mean, there is nothing more I can say. Well, you can see clearly what this card is all about. We have someone, which I feel like it might represent you, that is trying to do a lot, that is trying to perform everything, that has to juggle a lot of things at their hands, and it's put under a lot of pressure. And this person is being led by a monkey that can just pop that balloon and make everything fail. So it's like you are placed in something that you are placed in some kind of situation where there are a lot of expectations from you. There is a lot that is expected to be done. There is a lot that it's like I can definitely feel the tension from this card. It's like there is so much that needs to be done, and you are the only one that is supposed to do that, and it feels very stressful indeed. And another thing that comes to my mind is that we have a monkey here. Some of you might be feeling like the person that is leading you is like with the monkey mind, someone that just knows to want more and more without knowing how things should be done. Definitely here I feel something work related for this pile, something regarding your work position or some kind of a work situation. I sense some kind of stress that is coming from your work. And the cards just went in that direction. It started with the desk, which wanted to say to you, pay attention to your work. And the messages came pretty much in the same order regarding some kind of a work situation or something that feels very stressful in your life. Okay, I will keep these cards and just keep going further. Please, Spirit, what else we need to know? What else pile number 1 is meant to know regarding their situation? What else pile number 1 needs to know? We have success. We have existence. Okay. And in the bottom we have schizophrenia. Okay. Interesting. So, pile number 1, you have the success card. The success card is related with the 6 of Wands, but here we have a tiger and a man that is on top of that tiger. And with the success card, what I'm feeling that the message is for you is that success comes and goes. Success is something that needs to be celebrated. And since this card came, I feel like there is some kind of a success that is awaiting you. There is some kind of achievement that is coming your way. Because here under this card we have existence. And it's like coming from this energy of aloneness towards existence, towards realizing your own existence, towards realizing what you are doing, what is your purpose in this planet, and just having the existence card. Apologies, there is a dog outside that is barking. I don't know, it might be a signal for something, like signalizing that you should pay more attention to yourself. But yeah, having the existence card here with the sky full of stars, I'm feeling that it wants to indicate that you have your own special place under the sun. You have your own special place, and the world is all connected. You are part of the universe, and the universe cannot without you, just like you cannot without the universe, because we are all connected. Everything is connected with each other. Everything is interconnected. And the existent cards wants to indicate that some of you might be realizing your place on this earth. Some of you might be realizing that you are just as important as everything and everyone else. You are not any less important than someone that might be on a higher position than you, or someone that might be in a lower position. You are just as important as everyone else, and we are all interconnected. We are all playing roles in order to grow, in order to find out things, in order to learn. So having the existence card under the success, I feel like definitely something like a wish come true or some kind of success is coming your way, because here we see in these cards a shooting star. We have a sky full of stars, which wants to indicate some kind of a dreamy energy, and we have a shooting star, which wants to indicate something like a dream or some kind of a wish coming true. And yeah, we have a success card which wants to indicate some kind of celebration. But usually the success doesn't mean something that stays for long. It's something that happens as an achievement, something that definitely needs to be celebrated, because you can see how this person is happy, how there is that cheerful energy, there is celebration, there is confetti. And that tiger is walking on the surface of Earth. So this might involve some kind of a travel as well. This might involve some kind of travel that might feel like success, or you might need to travel somewhere and present something, and this might end up being very successful for you. For the different people, it might resonate in a different way. But yeah, in the bottom of the deck, we have the card Schizophrenia. And this card wants to indicate being torn apart between two things and not being able to make a decision. The energy is similar of that of the Two of Swords in the regular tarot, but in this tarot we have the word schizophrenia, and I mean literally you can see that you are standing between two things, and it's like you are not here, you are neither here, and there are a lot of clouds under, so a lot of doubts and a lot of unclear kind of energy. So some of you still might be wondering what you should do, what is the right decision to do in some kind of situation. And it's like, in order to, well, usually what I remember from reading about this card, it wants to indicate that when you are wandering between one or another thing, when you are torn apart between two things, sometimes it's better to just leave them both and take a new path, take a new direction, which might be relevant for some of you. But here in this situation, some of you might be wandering between two things. Those two things might be related again with your work situation. It might be love related as well. Since this is a collective reading and it doesn't have any specific topic, it's just messages from the universe or what you need to know. And I'm trying to go as deep as possible with this deck because it has really interesting imagery that allows us to go a bit deeper than the usual tarot, I think. And yeah, I feel like this could be some kind of a dilemma in your life. You are in front of some kind of dilemma and you are not able to make a decision. Maybe that's why you need some time to separate yourself, to be alone but not lonely, in order to find out who you are, in order to realize your own existence. And having the success card might indicate that actually you are going to achieve that, you are going to make the decision, you are going to find out the successful thing, you are going to find out which step you need to take in order to set yourself free from this burden energy. But yeah, actually I feel some kind of success for pile number one. I feel that whatever is heavy on your shoulders, you are going to find a way. You are going to find a way to set yourself free from it. And yeah, there might be some kind of a dilemma in your life, but also if you spend some time with yourself, or if you just try to empty your mind, because this card really wants to indicate being mindful, letting your thoughts just pass by without engaging with them, just letting things pass by without taking them into heart, taking them into too deep consideration, just letting things pass and trying to empty your mind in order to get enlightened, in order to know what is the right thing to do. So I feel like this might be the exit from this dilemma here. Alright, let's keep moving. Please, Spirit, give us more information for pile number one. What we need to know. What more we need to know for pile number one? We have the inner voice. And we have sharing. And in the bottom of the deck we have the Fool. Okay. So having the inner voice, the cards are a bit slippery. So having the inner voice, this is quite similar with the High Priestess. It wants to indicate to listen to your intuition. In order to do that, you should again try to let go of all those thoughts, or just not engage yourself with those thoughts. Be in some kind of receptive state in order to receive those messages that your inner voice is trying to say to you. And also be gentle to yourself, because you have those dolphins here that are swimming, which indicate some kind of a gentle energy. And we have a face in the center of this card, which wants to indicate that something has a face, something is like appearing in front of you. There is some kind of energy that is appearing in front of you, some kind of insight, something that you are about to find out. And also having those clouds-like things that are like entering the forehead of this person. Well, I definitely sense some kind of messages that you are receiving from the universe. Some kind of deep inner knowledge that you are about to receive once you are in the receptive state. And under this card we have sharing. Sharing card, this is pretty much Queen of Wands. She looks like the Queen of Wands, but in this card we have someone that is quite willing to share. They are not willing to like keep things for themselves. On the contrary, they feel happy when they share their happiness. They feel happy when they share everything with other people. Sharing is caring. And there is really some kind of a happy glow in the face of this woman. And she's happy to share what she has with other people. You can see it in her face. It makes her even happier to share than to use it for her own goods. So the energy of this card climbing towards the inner voice. Maybe some of you are going to receive some kind of messages, some kind of knowledge that you need to share with other people. Or in general, maybe this card wants to indicate to you that you should share more with people around you. But like share things with people that you feel close, people that you feel that will understand you. Share things that that will just feel good for both of you. And in the bottom of the deck we have the Fool cards. Here in this Fool card, it's like this Fool is completely setting themselves free, absolutely not caring for anything, ready to jump and just moving forward without any fear, without any hesitation. You can see that the Fool is just moving forward, the Fool is just jumping, and there is like a very interesting sky above him. There is a crescent moon, there are stars, there is like sunset energy, sunset kind of image. And the Fool is just jumping without caring. There are clouds, there are like confusions, but the Fool is just moving forward with its pure energy, holding that symbol of purity, that white flower, and just moving forward. So what I'm getting from this card here is that those of you who chose pile number 1, you're about to move forward regardless of anything. You are going to have some kind of a new beginning. This is what I'm sensing. And this new beginning might send you to places that you were not expecting to be. But the overall energy wants to indicate that you are moving forward and there is some kind of a new beginning. So I sense some kind of period of celebration indeed, because we had the success here and we have sharing. So I feel like pile number 1 will achieve something, and what the cards are advising you is just to share that achievement, share that success in order to make it feel even better. And then with the inner voice, indeed you might be receiving some kind of messages from your intuition. Alright, I will pick up all the cards and I don't know if I need to clarify something, but these were just some general messages for pile number one. I don't know if it will resonate for your situations, but actually, yeah, I would just take a few more cards and see if there are any more messages that you need to see. But for now, the cards just wanted to indicate about some kind of a stressful situation you might be going through, and the advice for you, as I told you, is to just detach yourself from it and try to empty your mind, try to be mindful about it, and the decisions and the solutions will come. So let's see. Spirit, is there anything else that the people who have chosen pile number one need to know? Is there anything else that the people who have chosen pile number one need to know? Success, inner voice, we are the world. Okay, so indeed, here there is some kind of success that is coming for pile number one. Definitely, whatever is on your mind, whatever you've been worrying about, I feel like in the end you will be victorious, and there will be some kind of reason for you to celebrate. And again, we have inner voice. So the advice for you is just to get in touch with your internal world, just to get in touch with that inner voice that is speaking to you, and be in that receptive state. Just try to, like, indeed empty your mind. Try to let all those thoughts that might be clashing in your head, just let them go, or just watch them being there but without engaging with them. And having "We Are the World" card, indeed it wants to indicate some kind of achievement, some kind of success, some kind of wholeness, if you want to say it like that, like everything coming to completion. Because this card is representing the 10 of Pentacles in the regular tarot, and it wants to indicate some kind of abundance, achieving something, something that is going to make you really happy. So the main thing for you is that whatever you are going through, whatever is going on in your mind, it will end up victorious for you, and it is going to lead you towards some kind of completion, towards feeling whole, towards just feeling complete, just feeling satisfied with yourself and with the work that you have done. And yeah, indeed, I feel quite positive energy for pile number one. Maybe you might be going through some kind of rough times, but it is going to pass and you are going to move towards more successful times. And talking about moving, we have the globe here, and here we also have the tiger that is walking on Earth, like walking on globe, on the planet Earth, on the globe. So I feel like indeed some of you might be traveling somewhere, some of you might be relocating or just changing place, but whatever is going on, it wants to indicate that there will be some kind of success coming your way. This is the main energy I'm sensing for pile number one. So that was your reading. If you enjoyed it, please don't hesitate to hit the like button so more people can see those messages, and feel free to subscribe to my channel because your support is really helping me grow and it is absolutely precious for me. So that was it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you again. Wish you a lovely rest of the day. Bye. Hello there, pal number two, for those of you who have chosen the lion. So the lion is saying to you, time to act. And indeed, I sense some kind of determination, some kind of active energy. And maybe this is your sign that you should act on something, something that you've been wondering about, whether you should just do some kind of action or whether you should pull yourself back. Well, the lion card just wants to indicate bravery. And I mean, all the tea leaf cards have yellow color, but I don't know why it just came to me just by looking at this card that the yellow color might want to indicate to you that you should have more courage, you should have more bravery, because the yellow color is associated with the solar plexus chakra, which wants to indicate topics about action, bravery, that inner drive, that inner determination and drive towards success. So I will just put the lion card here and see what my new deck has to say regarding this situation, or just what are the messages that you need to find out from this reading. Just going to reshuffle in order to cleanse the deck from the previous pile. All right. So please, Spirit, give us information what pile number two, sorry, needs to know. What are the messages for pile number two? What they need to know? We have traveling. We have laziness. And we have playfulness in the bottom of the deck. Okay. So, as you notice, this is not a typical tarot. This tarot doesn't have wands or swords or cups, but still there are pretty much similar things in this tarot as well. So let's start with the cards that we got. We have Travel-in, which pretty much represents 8 of Wands, but in this tarot it wants to indicate some kind of a journey, because you can see some kind of a road. It doesn't look like an easy road, it looks like a road that has a lot of clouds, a lot of doubts. It might also indicate some kind of traveling towards yourself, traveling towards who you are, towards finding out your true self. And here we have a sun, which wants to indicate that whatever that traveling may involve, it will be something that will make you happy, something that will bring a lot of light in your life. And also we have clouds, which makes it a bit challenging. I mean, this traveling might have some doubts, some confusions, but in the end the sun is there and the sun is shining bright. So there is some kind of a road that you need to walk through. Some of you might be literally doing some kind of traveling. And under this card we have lazy. Well, laziness actually. The laziness card wants to indicate the Nine of Cups in the traditional tarot, but in this tarot it doesn't, well, the message is not similar as the as the traditional tarot, because here we have somebody that is like laying back, somebody that has achieved a lot, and somebody that is quite content with what they have achieved, and they are just choosing to sit down and just be lazy. And lazy is not associated with being receptive. So if you are in this kind of energies, you are not going to receive anything more, you are going to stay in one state. So the cards are saying to you just to not settle with what you already have, not settle with the things that you might have achieved, and just keep moving forward, because this card came under the traveling card. So I feel like the message for you is just to not settle with what you have, to not settle with anything less than what you desire, and just to keep moving forward. Keep moving forward towards your goals. Because this card usually have 8 of Wands energy, which wants to indicate some kind of a target that you are following. So I definitely feel the message for you is just to not accept some kind of situation that is like there isn't any door for improvement. You should keep moving forward and finding out things that can help you improve situations. And at the bottom of the deck we have the playfulness card, and here with this card we have someone that doesn't care what people think of them. They are just being happy, and they don't care of what people expect or what people would say, because they are dressed up as clown. There is a lot of light and a lot of joy. So as a general energy, I feel like the tarot deck wants to say to you, just embrace yourself and be who you are, without expecting anything from other people, or without looking for approval from other people, because you are a unique being and you will only be happy once you accept yourself the way you are and just let your true colors out without any hesitation. Just be who you are and just do the things that make you happy and the things that are aligning with your soul. So you can see that the happiness is glowing from this clown. This clown is just cheerful and it's like flowing with light, because there is a lot of light around the hands of this clown, which wants to indicate that what the clown is doing is actually making the clown happy. And I just sense some kind of a light energy here. It's like the clown is just open and jumps and just let things go. So indeed, I feel that the cards wants to direct you towards some kind of traveling towards yourself, towards finding who you are, and towards letting go of things that are not serving you, things that are like approval of other people or expectations of other people. Just let all those things go and just move towards yourself, move towards your soul, and just go with the flow and just accept yourself for the way, for who you are, and don't settle with what you already have achieved, because it is not going to always be there. The cards are indicating that you should keep moving forward and trying to improve or learn and grow, because if you just stay in one place, you are not going to achieve anything further. You are just going to stay in one place and you are not going to receive anything. Like, you are not going to be in that receptive energy that you will receive messages or anything from the universe. Actually, the general advice for you is just to go with the flow and just to move forward, because these two cards, they both have fire energy, which is energy that places you forward, just like the lion that I pulled for you for this pile. And here in this card we have cups energy, which also has something to do with emotions, but in this depiction of the cups you have like staying in one place, not moving. So let's see what else we are going to get as messages for you. By the way, apologies for the sounds, there is always something going on here. Okay, let's see what else we are going to get as messages. We have the outsider, and then we have the existence, and then we have turning in. Okay, pile number 2, your messages here are very, very deep. That's what I can tell you for sure. So let's start with the outsider first. Outsider usually indicates 5 of Pentacles, but in this depiction we have a child that is in front of a door, and that door is closed and you cannot move forward that door. So this might indicate some kind of situation that you might have found yourself in. You might have felt like you are left out alone and there is some kind of a door in front of you but it doesn't open. And this card wants to indicate that this door is actually an imaginary door. It doesn't exist. And having these chains here, it wants to indicate also that these chains are imaginary. They are something that might be related with a childhood trauma, because we have the child here. But the card usually wants to indicate that some kind of a situation is dictated by trauma. Some place where I'm just going to pause because the sounds are getting louder and louder, just bear with me. Okay, the sounds are a bit less now, so let's continue with the reading. There is always some kind of reconstruction going on here, especially when I start recording, which is, yeah, there isn't much I can do about it. So yeah, I told you about this card, the outsider. It has something to do with the childhood trauma, which is like this trauma is projected in front of you as a closed door. So if you look back in your childhood or in general in your life, when you felt like you are left outside, and this might want to indicate some kind of a situation that you are facing now, or some kind of a situation that you have experienced in your recent present, where you felt that there is some kind of a door in front of you and you cannot pass in front of that door. And that door is there because of trauma that you had, and trauma that you need to let go, because that door is imaginary and those chains are imaginary. You can easily pass through and move forward. And under this card we have the existence. The existence card is actually going quite deep, because this card wants to remind us of our existence, of our importance actually, because we are part of the universe, we are one with the universe, and we are inseparable part with the universe. Because this card wants to say that you need the universe as much as the universe needs you. We are all interconnected, we are all inseparable particles. And existence wants to indicate that it's just finding your place, finding who you are, and realizing that you matter, because we are all interconnected. And the fact that these two cards come together, it wants to indicate that there might have been some kind of a childhood trauma in your life that made you feel that you are less important than other people, or made you feel somehow less important, which caused that door to appear in front of you, which caused that chains to be around that door that is in front of you, and made you feel like you are left out alone, like a child. And yeah, what I'm feeling is that in order to pass through that door that we see here on this card, you need to just remind yourself that you are just as important as everyone else, and just to realize your own existence, because you are an important part of the universe. You are interconnected with the universe. And yeah, just seeing this card here, actually what gets my attention is that in both these cards we have a person that is standing with their back with us, and there is just one person, which wants to indicate that someone is feeling alone, someone is feeling left out, and this might indicate some kind of a trauma that you have experienced. And the cards are saying that this might project in many different things in your life, but until you heal that trauma, until you heal that sensation that you are alone, because this card, even though we have someone that is sitting alone on this tree or in this plant, it wants to indicate that you are not alone. You are always surrounded by the universe. You are part of the universe. You are interconnected with every being on this universe. And yeah, it just wants to indicate that you are one with the universe. You are part of a whole. So there is no such a thing as you being alone. And the card just wants to indicate some kind of a trauma that is projected in your life. And then we have the turning in cards. So the turning in card wants to indicate something related with mindfulness, something related with emptying your mind and just letting your thoughts pass. Because again, here you can see a woman that is sitting alone, and she's like meditating, she's with her eyes closed, and there are so many ghost-like figures that are appearing in front of around her, but it's like she's quite aware of them and she's just letting them be there mindfully, but at the same time not engaging with them. So this came as a general energy, which might want to advise you to just let your thoughts pass through, just let your thoughts be thoughts without engaging with them. And just going to pause again because the sounds are just getting louder and louder. Apologies again, there is not much I can do besides just pausing and waiting them to stop for a while. So as I told you, this card wants to indicate that it just advises you to be mindful, to let those thoughts and let those things pass. And this card is quite similar to the Four of Cups actually. Well, it is pretty much representing Four of Cups in traditional tarot, but in this tarot it is much deeper. It wants to indicate some kind of internal work, some kind of turning towards yourself, turning towards your intuition, turning towards your mindfulness, and just letting all those ghosts that are torturing you in your head, just letting them disperse without paying them attention, acknowledging their presence, but at the same time not engaging with them, not letting them torture you, and just finding your own peace. Actually, this card in this tarot is much more spiritual than in the traditional tarot, because in traditional tarot we just have someone who doesn't see something and someone who is not interested. Here in this card we have someone that is deliberately not paying attention to those thoughts around them, someone who is trying to be mindful, and someone who is trying to empty their mind from all those things. And this is something like an advice for you, because it came as a general energy, and it might have something to do with that situation that I described here, that some of you might be feeling disconnected from the universe, and some of you might be having some kind of a trauma that is being reflected in your present. Alright, let's keep moving and finding out what else we are going to get as messages from the universe, or the messages that you need to find out. Please, Spirit, give us more information. What pile number 2 needs to know? What messages? Okay, these cards are coming on their own. We have 3 cards here. And at the bottom we have awareness. Okay, this is very interesting. So, the sound started again, but yeah, there isn't much I can do. They will just keep starting and stopping. I think my phone is isolating most of them, so yeah, I will just keep going because I post way too many times. And yeah, so we have the card politics, and we have the card celebration and compromise. So with the politics cards, what I'm sensing is that this card wants to indicate that someone in your life might not be honest, or it might indicate you that you are not honest with yourself, that you are putting a happy face, at the same time you are not feeling happy. But I feel like this is more indicating someone in your life that is wearing a mask, and someone that is placing a pretty face, but at the same time you can see that the face that is hiding behind this mask is not pretty. And there is even a snake that has like cloud kind of energies. This is representing 7 of Swords in the traditional tarot. And yeah, I feel that this wants to indicate that someone is trying to trick you, or someone is just not being honest with you. And yeah, having the Swords energy in this depiction, it wants to indicate Cloud's energy. It might want to indicate that there are some kind of confusions. There is something that you are not seeing clearly, or you are just seeing one part of it, not the whole part. And we have the celebration card, which is related with the 3 of Cups in the traditional tarot. But within this tarot, it wants to indicate just to celebrate regardless of the weather, to just enjoy yourself without caring if it's raining, without caring if it's storming. Just be the one who is enjoying themselves just for the enjoyment itself, without caring from any kind of outside factors. Just keep the happiness and joy within, and don't try to find happiness or joy somewhere that is outside of you. Because in this card we can see that the weather is really bad. They are moving around barefooted, and there is water all around them, and it's raining, there is wind, but they don't care about it. They are just celebrating, they are completely free. And this card wants to indicate that you need to celebrate, but also you need to liberate yourself from something. It might have something to do with this person that has that politics, that the politics card is bringing here. Someone that is trying to trick you, or someone that is fake with you. But whatever the case is, even if it's not something to do with this person, this card wants to indicate that you need to find the joy within, regardless of your surrounding, regardless of what kind of situation you might be in. Just keep the inner strength, the inner happiness, no matter what. And under this card we have compromise. which has something to do with the Six of Pentacles. But in this card we have something like a promise here, because we have two men that are quite alike. They look a bit like twins, just their haircuts looks different and their clothes are different. But with the compromise card, it wants to indicate that some of you might be compromising something. It is similar with the laziness here. Some of you might be settling for something that is less than what you want. And I mean, we have this card which wants to indicate some kind of a mask, some kind of a lie, some kind of, even some of you might be lying to yourself. And with the compromise card, we are getting the message that some of you might be settling with less than what you want. And besides these two cards, here we have the celebration card, which is all about setting yourself free, being free, just letting the inner happiness shine through, regardless of what is around you, regardless of the lies or the masks or anything else. Just keep your inner light shining bright and ignore the surrounding. It is going to change as long as you keep yourself happy, as long as you discover that the happiness is within you, not outside of you. You don't need anyone to confirm this for you, or you don't need anyone's approval or anyone's opinion. You can be happy just because you feel happy within yourself. And in the bottom of the deck we have the awareness cards, which wants to indicate, well, here we have something like a sword, and we have an image of a woman and a person that is like trapped behind on this card. So what I feel from this awareness card is that some of you might need to gain awareness regarding something. Some of you might realize that the key is within you. And also, just from the imagery of this card, I feel that some of you might be feeling trapped. Some of you might be feeling like there is a person that is in front of you, like you are on the back seat and the person that you pretend to be is ahead of you. Some kind of a message like this I'm getting at the moment. It's like you are letting some kind of a fake person to deal with all kind of things in your life. Well, this is super specific. It might resonate with some of you, but it's like some of you might be placing a mask in order to deal with your environment and just letting that mask move forward and do the things that you're supposed to do. But you are like putting yourself on the back seat. You are like putting yourself here, like in this child. You are locking yourself behind the doors. You are not letting yourself shine through, and you are wearing some kind of a fake image that people expect you to wear. And this is what I'm getting from this card as well, from the awareness. It might resonate for some of you, not for all of you, but this is the message that I just got, that from overall cards, some of you might be like putting yourself on the back seat and not paying much attention to your real self and just wearing some kind of a mask that is working in front of society. But yeah, the overall messages of the awareness is to tell you that just be aware of who you are. Just gain awareness by meditation, or just empty your mind in order to find out who you are, in order to find out that you are part of the universe, and be aware of your existence. Alright, so pile number 2, the messages for you came quite deep, and there was a lot of interruption from the construction work, so maybe things are being interrupted in your life as well. So let's take some more messages and find out what else you need to know. Please, Spirit, what else pile number 2 needs to know? What other messages pile number 2? Okay, this came on its own. understanding, integration, and the burden. Okay, interesting. So we have the understanding card, which wants to show birds that are flying up high and a bird that is being in a cage. And again, this cage is imaginary. This cage is something that you can set yourself free from. It is something like an imagination that you have placed yourself. And those birds here are symbolizing some kind of higher spiritual beings that are trying to help you to set yourself free from those imaginary bars, this imaginary cage that you might be feeling entrapped. And having the integration cards, here we have yin-yang symbol, here we have the sun and the moon, we have swan and eagle, we have duality, we have a snake that is biting its own tail. It's like this card is reminding you of the universe. This card is reminding you of the duality of the universe, and that everything that is existing, it's existing in its own natural way. And it's like here we have the greater self, here we have the greater meaning, and it wants to indicate to you that things are flowing in their natural way, things are flowing the way they are supposed to, and you are the one who is choosing to, if you are feeling comfortable with that cage that you are in, it's okay to be in it for a while, but once you are ready, you are the one who is capable to let go of that cage that is part of your imagination, because you are a free being, just as those spirit guides are flying around and reminding you of that. And in the bottom of the deck we have the burden. The burden card wants to indicate that some of you might be carrying a burden indeed, because some of you might be feeling like you are carrying the world on your shoulders, because you can see this man that is carrying someone on top of him, and there is a rooster on top of them. So it's like you are carrying someone that is giving you directions, and on top of that there is a rooster that is symbolizing pride, that is symbolizing some kind of ego. So I feel like some of you might be feeling really tired of carrying things related with ego, of carrying desires and anything else, and it might be quite heavy on some of you actually. Having this card here is a general energy. It's like some of you are ready to let go of things that are heavy on you, and I feel like this reading is all about to remind you that all those things that are heavy are pretty much dictated by our own mind. And as long as you are listening to your own mind, you are going to be trapped in that imaginary cage. And as long as you set yourself free from your mind, as long as you set those thoughts free, just acknowledge them for being thoughts for what they are, just being thoughts, nothing else, you are about to find out your way out from this imaginary cage. You are going to find out your freedom, and you are just going to flow with the natural vibe of the universe, just as we see from this card, which is a major arcana, by the way, which means that it has heavier impact. So it's like in the bottom of all this we have the integration with the universe, the major arcana. So it's like the universe is there, the universe is supporting you, and the universe has your back. It is up to you to realize that and just surrender to the universe and understand the universe in order to set yourself free from the burden and from that imaginary cage that you might have ended up. So these are the messages for you, pal number 2. If you find the messages valuable, please don't hesitate to hit the like button in order to help more people find them out and just connect with the messages for their situations. And feel free to subscribe to my channel, because your support is really precious for me, and it helps me grow and come up with more ideas for future readings. And yep, that was it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your attention, and I hope to see you again. Wish you a lovely rest of the day. Bye. Last but not least, we have the well. And the well is saying to you, family wishes come true. And indeed, from this well, I'm feeling some kind of a wish coming true, but also I sense some kind of a depth because it is going way deep here. So there might be some kind of a deep wish or something, some kind of a deep desire that might be manifesting for you, or it might just want to indicate some kind of a deep feelings and emotions that are about to be unfolded here within this reading, I mean within this situation. So let's see what the cards are going to say. I'm going to use my new tarot deck, which is called Osho Zen Tarot, and indeed it has some kind of a certain depth in it. So I'm interested to see what we are going to get. Just going to reshuffle the cards in order to cleanse the energies from the previous pile. Just bear with me. Every now and then you might be hearing reconstruction sounds, but there isn't much I can do about it because yeah, they just keep working on all the time here. But it's not all that bad. If you are hearing reconstruction sound, it's a sign that something in your life is being reconstructed. So let's see what the cards are going to indicate. Please, Spirit, give us information. What the people who have chosen the well need to see regarding their situation, or what they need to see regarding this reading. What are the messages for them? What are the messages for the people who have chosen the well? We have participation, we have healing, and we have receptivity. Okay, this is very interesting. We have indeed cards that are indicating some kind of a certain depth, because we had the family wishes come true, we had the wishing well, we have the well that is going way deep, and then we have two cards that are representing cups energy, that are representing those blue colors, water color, which indicates going deep within something, going in some kind of a depth. And we have the participation card, which is related with the Four of Wands. And let's go one by one and find out what are the messages here. So with the participation card, I sense some kind of equality, because it's like we have different energies that are pointing towards one and the same thing. It's like we have 4 chakras, or just 4 energies that are like joining forces with the same purpose. So from this card, what I'm sensing is that something in your life is being like reshaped, or it's like some kind of forces are being realigned in your life. Something is finding realignment. As I mentioned earlier from the reconstruction, it might want to indicate that something is being reconstructed, something is finding its place. So from the participation card, what I'm feeling is that something is settling down, something is going to its right place. There is some kind of a work that is being done. I feel like this work might be done more on a background, on some kind of a spiritual level, some kind of a 5D kind of energy that might be settling down in your life and might soon manifest in your 3D reality as well. So under this card we have the healing, and what's more to say regarding this? I mean, I told you that something is going in its right place, and under this we have healing, which wants to indicate that something indeed is being healed in your life. And we have hands around this person, hands like energy centers, hands that are like giving Reiki or some kind of healing kind of energy. And yeah, we have the heart chakra here, which wants to indicate expressing something, having the desires of your heart being expressed, or just awakening that heart chakra that might need to be expressed. And yeah, I definitely feel that something in your life is falling into place. You came to this reading in order to see that, because something is being healed. I feel like you might be doing the work in order to heal something, or maybe the work is being done on some kind of 5D level by your spirit guides. But definitely something is settling, something is falling into place. And in the bottom of the deck, which is quite interesting, we have the receptivity, which is also with Cups energy, related with Cups energy. And from the receptivity card, I feel that you might be receiving information on some kind of intuitive level. On some kind of intuitive level, you might be feeling that things in your life are falling into place, or you might have surrendered to the universe, because you can see that here we have a woman that is holding her hands up, and it's like she's completely surrendering to the universe. And there is a lotus flower also, which wants to indicate that someone here is aware of their destiny, someone here is aware of their spiritual journey, someone is aware that they are a spiritual being, that they are so having human experience. And also having an ocean on the background wants to indicate some kind of a deep kind of feeling, some kind of a deep kind of sensations. So what this card wants to indicate as a general energy is that you might be receiving some kind of a guidance from your spirit guides, or you might be feeling the presence of spirit guides or angels, or in general you might be feeling something around you that is helping you, some kind of an invisible force. And indeed I feel that the universe is definitely helping you. The universe is definitely making things fall into place for you. And even if you are not sensing it, I mean, the receptivity card wants to indicate that you really need to be mindful. You really need to let your thoughts be thoughts and don't engage with them in order to receive this information, in order to feel this information. But even if you don't receive or feel that information, what I'm feeling is that things are happening on the background. Even if you are not sensing it, something on the background is happening on a spiritual level, on a 5D level, which is manifesting in your physical reality as well, because we have this participation card, which is 4 of Wands. It's like your emotional world is healing, and it's opening doors to your physical world in order to everything to fall into place. All right, let's keep going and finding out what else we are going to get as message. Please, Spirit, give us information. What are the messages for pile number 3? What are the messages for pile number 3? We have the inner voice, okay. And under it we have the stress. And in the bottom we have consciousness. Okay, this is very, very interesting. So, having the inner voice, it pretty much relates to what I said until now regarding that receptivity card and that water energy and that healing energy. So the inner voice wants to indicate that something is, well, it just wants to indicate some kind of intuition, because this card is related with the High Priestess. It's a major arcana card, so it has great importance. Those of you who came to this reading and chose this pile, I feel that something is happening with your intuition. You are receiving more intuitive information than usual, or maybe your third eye chakra is being opened up. But indeed, I sense some kind of improvement in that aspect. And again, we have the dolphins here, which wants to indicate some kind of sensuality, like sensitivity being increased, because the dolphins, they are like, I feel they have some kind of telepathic connection. So some of you might be experiencing some kind of higher sensitivity, some kind of higher sensations that you might be receiving things, or you might just be getting information without even realizing it. Something just might be in your head and it might be like happening in your reality. But from the inner voice, indeed, I sense something that is directed inwards. I mean, from the whole well here, the card that you chose yourself, I sense energy that is going more inwards in order to get enlightened, in order to find information. And under this card we have stress. Well, the stress card, it wants to indicate that some of you might be struggling on your reality. Some of you might be like on your 3D life, on your physical life. You might be put into a lot of pressure. There might be a lot of expectations from you. People might be expecting a lot from you. You might be expected to do a lot of things at the same time, and it feels a bit like a monkey business, because we have literally a monkey that can just blow that balloon and make this person fail. It's like you might have felt that you are being led by a monkey, literally, in your workplace or in your reality. You might have felt that the physical life might be a bit too harsh on you might have been expected to do too many things at the same time, and it might have felt a bit like exhausting. And I can sense the pressure from this card, and the card itself is saying stress. So coming from this card, moving from this card towards the inner voice, it's a good sign, because you might be experiencing disappointments in your physical life, in your 3D life, in order to go somewhere higher, in order to move to a higher dimension, in order to reach out to your inner voice, in order to find your inner voice. This is what I'm feeling for you, and it comes strong as a message, because I feel that whatever is going wrong in your physical reality, it is going wrong in order to push you move forward towards something higher, something more spiritual, in order to help you find out your inner voice. And the card that is in the bottom pretty much indicates that and confirms that, because we have consciousness, we have Buddha, we have some kind of accent on the third eye here. So indeed, this card, what I'm feeling from this card is completely letting go of all thoughts, completely emptying your mind, being a clear mind, being mindful, and just like freeing yourself from some kind of invisible prison, freeing yourself from some kind of invisible boundaries, being an awakened being. Because the cards is saying consciousness. It's like consciously realizing things, seeing things for what they are, seeing things with clarity, without engaging yourself too much with thoughts, just letting the thoughts pass by without being the thoughts, just being the one who is watching the thoughts. Because this is what I'm feeling from this Buddha here. I feel that this Buddha is just contemplating things, watching things, without identifying himself with those things. Alright, let's keep going further and find out what else we are going to get as a message. Until now, things are coming quite consecutive, and they just want to indicate to you to go more towards your internal world. Please, Spirit, give us some more messages for... Okay, these are too many. I will just reshuffle. Please, Spirit, give us more information for pile number 3. What they need to know more. Aloneness. Traveling. The dream. Okay, I'm just going to move the cards like this and place here. Okay, so it came very interesting, because aloneness is a major arcana, and it has something to do with the hermit, like getting enlightened. Being alone doesn't mean that you are lonely. On the contrary, from this card, I'm sensing like deliberately pulling yourself back from people, deliberately pulling yourself back and spending time with yourself in order to get enlightened. Because here we have the light here. There is a light orb surrounding this person. And under this card we have traveling, which is like, well, in this card you can see that there is like mountain like zone, mountain kind of path, and there are clouds, but also in the center and at the end of the card there is sun. So it's like from this traveling card and combined with the aloneness, I sense that the message for you is to go towards yourself, to travel towards yourself, to find out who you are, to find out your true identity, your true being. And I sense that some of you are going to do some kind of self-knowledge. Some of you might be traveling towards your soul. Some of you might be reaching out your soul and realizing that you are a soul in a soul having a human experience. And in the bottom we have the dream. So this card, indeed I'm feeling some kind of a lonely energy from this card, because we have someone that is just sitting around and dreaming of companion. And it is interesting that this card came when we also pulled the alone card, because the alone card doesn't indicate aloneness, actually doesn't indicate loneliness. Here we see what loneliness is, and we can see the difference. Here we see someone who feels perfectly fine to be alone, someone who has deliberately chosen to be alone in order to get enlightened, in order to get to know themselves. And here we see someone that is lonely, because this person is dreaming of companion. So yeah, the card is called the dream. And some of you might be dreaming about your perfect companion. Some of you might be feeling lonely indeed. Some of you might be feeling lonely in your journey, and you might be dreaming of that perfect companion. But this card might want to come as a warning for you, because yeah, it just wants to indicate that you are dreaming of that perfect companion just because you might be feeling lonely, not because this is what actually your soul desires. It comes out of unhealthy kind of place. It comes from some kind of trauma or place that you might not be feeling good, place that you are feeling lonely. So it's like trying to make some kind of distinguishment between alone and lonely here, because here we have a person that is feeling lonely, and here we have a person that is choosing deliberately to be alone. So it's like the cards are pushing you towards that idea to just find who you are in order to get out from those energies that you might be feeling lonely, and you might be identifying happiness with something that is outside of yourself. Because from this card we can see that you can find the happiness. I mean, in the traveling card we see the sun that is on the top. You can find happiness within yourself, and once you find that happiness within yourself, there is a bigger chance that you are going to attract someone that will be on the same vibration as you. If you are dreaming for someone just because you are feeling lonely, or just because, I mean, if you are dreaming for someone out of lower energies, this is not going to result to lift you up. It might actually bring the wrong kind of people in your life. But even if that happens, it will happen in a way that will help you to lift up. So whatever is going on, it's always going on for your highest good. All right, let's keep moving with the cards. I will just pick up those in order to get some different cards, or maybe some of them will repeat themselves. We will see. I will ask for one more message for pile number 3. Just going to reshuffle. I don't want to take reverse cards because this tarot is different, and as I read the instructions, it doesn't have any reversal meanings, so whoops. And that shuffling was not that good. I will do it once again. because I got distracted. Okay. So, please, Spirit, give us one last message for pile number 3. What pile number 3 needs to know? What is the message for pile number 3? We have again traveling. We have the burden. And we have patience. Okay, this is very, very interesting, pile number 3. So, as the traveling card repeated itself, I definitely feel that some of you are going to travel somewhere. It might be literal travel, physical travel, or it might be, well, for most of you here, I'm sensing not physical travel, I'm sensing more like spiritual travel, travel towards yourself, travel towards discovering yourself. And this traveling is going to happen in order for you to set yourself free from some kind of burdens. Because from the burden card, again, you can see we have somebody. I feel like this is representing you, because we have a person that is carrying someone on their shoulders. And on top of that person, we even have a rooster. So it's like you are carrying someone that is giving you orders and directions. And on top of that, we have someone that is having a big ego, symbolized by the rooster. Apologies for the camera shake. And you are climbing a mountain. So in order to set yourself free from this reality, in order to set yourself free from those burdens that your physical life might be implying on you, or just those heavy energies you might be experiencing, there is some kind of traveling towards finding yourself, towards discovering your true happiness. And in the bottom of the deck, we have the patience card. And you can see that here there is a lot regarding waiting, because it's like here we have all the stages of the moon, and it's like waiting for the right moment, waiting for the moment when things are going to be ripe, because we have a pregnant woman as well in this card. And we have a lot of plants, we have a lot of things that are being in alignment. And indeed we have those moon cycles, which wants to indicate that things are going on in their natural order. Things are going on the way they are supposed to go. You are safe, everything is alright, everything is going the way it is supposed to go. Sometimes you just need to be patient and trust that things are moving in the right order. I feel like this was one of the messages that some of you really needed to hear. That you are going on the right way, and you just need to be patient, because everything is unfolding the way it is supposed to. There is no wrong or no right. Everything is just perfectly aligned the way it is supposed to be. So, these were your messages, pile number 3. If you enjoyed the reading and if you find the messages valuable, please don't hesitate to hit the like button so more people can reach it. And also, feel free to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done this yet, because your support is really, really precious for me and it's helping me grow. So, that was it. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your attention. I hope to see you again, and I wish you a lovely rest of the day. Bye!